Welcome to this week's weekly watch list. In this video, I'm going to cover the trading week of the 20th of September up to the 24th of September and show you guys the setups that I'm personally looking to trade, and hopefully you can capitalize on them as well. Okay, so starting things off, let's take a look at XAU USD, so gold. So this is a trade I took last week. You can see here we had an impulsive move to the downside followed by a correction up to our 50% retracement, which was also in confluence to our recent broken level. However, I want to forecast this week. I don't want to dwell too much on what happened last week. And currently I am sell bias on gold. And the reason why is, you can see here, we have an impulsive move to the downside followed by some corrective price action. Therefore, I'm going to be looking for a correction at least up to the 1780 area. So in and around this area, this is where I'm going to be looking to short gold, as long as we continue to correct back to the upside. And what I mean by that is, so what we want to see is price to slowly correct back up. This is indicating that sellers are weak. What we don't want to see is just a big impulsive move to the upside. Okay, we want to see that, okay, we are sell bias, we have an impulse, we want to see corrective price action, then we can look to take another impulse to the downside. Okay, so the area to watch on gold this week is around 1780. Okay, in and around that area we can look to take shorts. We can look for structure shifts to the downside. For example, if we're on the hourly time frame, we see our correction. We can then look for a structure shift, and then we can look to take that short, and then look to retest the lows, and then for some more continuation. Okay, so as of right now, I am sell bias on gold. The market structure is bearish, therefore it doesn't make sense to look for any longs. Okay, so that's gold, 1780. Keep an eye on it. The next pair on my watch list is CADJPY, and I am sell bias on CADJPY at the moment because you can see here we have an impulsive move to the downside followed by correction, impulse, correction, impulse. So after an impulse, we're just going to expect a correction, and then we're going to expect some more continuation. Okay, so as long as this price action up to retest this neckline, as long as that price action is very corrective, then the shorts are definitely on the cards. Okay, so whereabouts are we going to look to short from? Let's just take a look here. So as long as price comes to at least the 50%, which we currently have done, so as long as prices came to at least the 50%, we can look for shorts. And also this is the most recent breakout low. You can see that also matches up with the 50%, and you can see we've also started to get some sort of reaction off this level. Okay, so this also lines up with the 86 psychological level. So in and around this area, we can look to take shorts for a continuation to the downside. Okay, so off the 86 area, keep an eye on CADJPY for short. The next pair that I'm looking to trade is USDCAD. And so bearing in mind all of the setups that I've just showed you are on the 4-hour and 6-hour. So this is USDCAD on the 6-hour time frame. And so we have our breakout high here. And we have some structure within here. Okay, so we are clearly buy bias on this pair because we've had an impulse. We broke the most recent, so we had bearish structure, then we shifted. We broke above this key level here. We broke above this key level, then we retraced and we corrected, and then we've had another impulsive move to the upside. Okay, so after an impulse, what we want to see is a correction. So if we take our fib from swing low to swing high, you can see prices came at least to our 50% retracement, so that meets that criteria. Therefore, we can now look for long trades on USDCAD. Okay, so bullish market structure, everything's very, very bullish. There's no reason to want to short this market because the buyers are clearly in control. So in and around this area here, 1.27500, remember these are areas, not a specific price point. If we see structure shifts and if we see indication that buyers are in control of this market, then we will be taking longs on USDCAD. Okay. Similarly, on USDCHF, let's just take a look here. So this is our breakout here, breakout high, which we are currently retesting. You can see that we are buy bias on this pair because we have an impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse. So after an impulsive move to the upside, we want to see a correction, which is currently what we're getting. So in and around this area, if we see structure shifts, if we see confirmations, then we can look to take USDCHF long off around 92,300. Remember, these are areas. And then this is also confluence with our breakout high. Okay, so definitely still buy bias on USDCHF. No reason to short this pair until we significantly break below this level. Then we can look to take that short. Okay, but as of right now, USDCHF is certainly long bias. EURCHF, we were long bias. You can see we have an impulsive move, therefore we were looking for a correction, and then we were looking for a continuation. And what you can see here is price is now dipped below our 78.6. So it's probably going to go down, break this low, or at least retest this low here. So I'm not really too interested in EURCHF longs anymore. What I potentially will be monitoring is if we do significantly break this level, then we can look for a correction and then we can look for a continuation. Okay, but as of right now, I'm pretty neutral on EURCHF. We are maintaining bullish market structure as long as we're above 1.08400. However, we are now below our 78.6, so not too interested at the moment. AUDJPY, sell bias. You can see here, impulse, correction, impulse. So we're going to expect a correction, and then we're going to look for a continuation. Okay, so where would we expect this correction to end? So you can see prices came into our 50% retracement, which also lines up with our breakout low. So we may have potentially missed this unless price comes back up, corrects back up, and we get our entry requirements in this area, then we can get a solid risk to reward. Okay, but right now price is down here, the low is here. There's not really a good risk to reward, right? But definitely still sell bias. Definitely want to monitor sort of towards the back end of the week, Thursday, Friday, even potentially Wednesday if we do see a correction back up. But just keep your eyes peeled on AUDJPY for further sells and continuation. AUDCAD, currently a buyer's market. You can see we have an impulse, correction, impulse, correction. So what we would expect is another impulse to the upside. So this is our swing low here. You can see we're just currently wicking off the 78.6. We have our breakout high here. We've just dipped below that. But definitely still buy bias on AUDCAD. We are maintaining 6-hour bullish market structure. So really until we solidly break below here, if we solidly break below 92,400 and then we correct back, then we can look to take entries. However, right now we are bullish, so I'm only going to look for buys. Okay, so if we do get confirmation in here, then we can certainly look to take AUDCAD long. Okay, EURCAD. EURCAD, we are buy bias. The reason why is because you can see here, so we were sell bias here, we broke below. So this is the most recent lower high here, which we've just broke above, okay? So this is indicating that buyers are in control of this market. Therefore, we can look for a correction, and then we can look for a continuation, okay? So let's just try and pinpoint an entry. So we have our swing low here. Swing low here. You can see we're currently just sat on the 61.8. Our swing high broken was there. The only thing I'm a little bit skeptical about is these big 6-hour rejection candles. But nevertheless, we are still buy bias on EURCAD, and if the setup does present itself, then I will look to take a trade, okay? We also are sat around the 1.50 handle, which is a key psychological area, okay? So this is where buyers may look to catch the bid and then look to ride this higher, okay? So EURCAD buy bias. So that's it for this week's watch list. If you guys have any questions, please let me know either on Telegram or down below in the comments, and I'll be sure to answer them. Please like, subscribe, and let me know your feedback below if you found this content helpful.